we decided if we were going to try to really revision and redevelop the ninth grade, let's base it in some sort of research rather than just kind of randomly trying to throw some things together. So Search had done a ton of research in analyzing which activities are associated with what assets and what assets could then be associated with the outcomes we were looking for. And the outcomes we were addressing was academic failure, truancy rates, discipline, and reduction of alcohol, tobacco, and other drug use. The first thing we did is we physically moved our ninth grade classes. So the ninth graders are, their core classes, which is English, Social Studies, and Science, are all physically in one part of the building. We took those 3 teachers, English, Social Studies, and Science, and blocked them together. So that group of 3 teachers work with the same 70 students. We reduced the class sizes in those core classes, once again, and those 3 teachers have the same prep period every day. And once a week, the counselor, the social worker, and the assistant principal meet with those 3 teachers on a weekly basis and go through every student in their class. We just go through the list to try to identify any possible problems, make sure students are getting support, but subsequently there really isn't any student that would be missed. We have a therapist on site 2 days a week, and then Grant allowed us to hire a social worker to work exclusively with the ninth grade. And her charge is to work with the students who are struggling the most, either with issues at home or academics. And there had been some concern initially that that wouldn't have an impact upon the masses. And actually the reverse is true, because even if there's only 1 or 2 students in a classroom that have some significant issues, if they're having their needs met, the entire class runs very differently. We do a Respect Retreat, which is a 2-day retreat. We take all the ninth graders off campus and have Youth Frontiers come in, and it's based around the asset framework.
The whole Respect Retreat, you know, everybody respecting each other, everybody being together for something. I think that the whole school should have experienced that together, because our school is so, you know how schools are so separated, that brought everybody together.
I mean, it was the ninth grade year, so it was kind of scary at first, but the retreat definitely helped, because you got to get to know everyone in your class. You get to know your teachers a lot better.
This big room, music blasting that the kids would like, so they come in and just kind of mix. And there are also 20-some older kids who are there as mentors, and they've been trained. So then they take all the adults in the other room and then said, I want to give you permission to just play with them. You are like their aunts and uncles playing in the sandbox. And there are lots of high energy kind of mixers. So things to get kids up and interacting with each other. And then every once in a while, when he knew it was the right thing to do, he would bring it down and have a little serious kind of homily, we might call it, you know, a little talk. And ours was on respect. By the end of the afternoon, the whole room is sobbing. These kids were so raw and open with each other. It was really amazing. And then, of course, you know, as a teacher, an adult, you walk away going, okay, now what do we do with this? But we had I-time as an opportunity to process what happened.
Each teacher, block teacher, does 30 minutes a week in something non-curriculum. It's called I-time.
We focus on communication skills, on being able to really express what you're feeling. We also talk about listening skills as part of communication, and how to be there for your friends and really listen to what they have to say. We also talk about grief and loss. And then we do just fun things, because it's also about building a little sense of community. I know that working with ninth graders, that they feel like there are teachers who know their name. There are people who they feel they can talk to. Kids come back when they're sophomores, when they're juniors, just to touch base, because they feel like we've made a connection.
Even the teachers that I had back then, they still watch out for me, because they still come in the halls and say, oh, I heard you, you know, what's up with the test? Do you want to study for your test? You know, I'll help you, and things like that, you know. You know that they're always there.
I don't know. Everyone, you can tell the teachers care, and you can tell your community cares.